Andy Point from Insider Magazine. Talking of killing off quangos, as a Midlands MP, I'd be interested to know what you hope the local enterprise partnerships can achieve, perhaps the RDA.
Well, I was involved in that when I was in opposition, and I'm afraid I always was in favour of abolishing the RDAs. They just grown, you know, and they were the survival of John Prescott's dreams of regional government, and some worked better than others. There were the people involved with them, there's a lot of partnership with them, and some things they did worked exceedingly well. But I always thought I'd be astonished if they ever survived any serious public spending round. And there must be some more genuinely local way of delivering things, because I always found the RDAs were most popular where the headquarters was. Newcastle, Birmingham, in my own case, my own city of Nottingham. And you go down, you know, go to Sunderland, or you go out to parts of Lincolnshire, and they can't see what the hell they're beholden to a regional development agency for. And so we try to make them more local. My colleagues at the Department of Business are obviously still working on these local enterprises. I'm very strong, I was in opposition, that they've got to be private sector led. I don't want them to be local government led. I think the areas, my personal opinion, should be larger than just any single local authority area. They've got to be a genuine economic entity, and they should have, therefore, a more localised quality and more variety in how they tackle things, actually. And I think it's a promising way to go. I just think the old system was unsustainable. What always happens is you create new institutions and you never get rid of them, because the people who are active in them learn to love them. And every now and again you have to just go back to basic principles of what you can afford and what is, in this case, the most genuinely local and cost-effective way of delivering support to the local economy. I don't know about, the West Midlands was quite one of the more active and lively ones, but they all had great tower blocks. They employed huge numbers of people. It seemed to go up each year. And I think the whole regional tier was a mistake. I suspect quite a lot of government departments would take out some of the regional tier of administration. So, yeah.
A year tomorrow, we will see the advent of alternative business structures.
Of what?
Alternative business structures.
Yeah, sure.
And the Legal Services Act will effectively come around full circle.
Yeah.
What are your views on that?
The client and the consumer and to the public is somehow being adversely affected, but it's quite a dramatic change. And so it's the kind of thing I ask more questions about of those practicing in the field than I answer at the moment, because there it is, and I quite understand that the legal profession in some, I think at first it'll be big practices, some parts of the country, some particular fields of law, but I rather expect there'll be quite, the changes, my own feeling is the changes will be bigger. I tend to the side of the changes will be bigger than most people are currently expecting once it gets underway. I mean, Big Bang was a great argument in the city. It transformed the whole financial services industry in the country for beyond recognition within 2 years, for good and for ill. I don't think anything like that will occur, but there will be quite a big change in the giving of professional advice in this country, I think. Actually operate. At this stage, beyond that I have taken no view in it. In the old days when I was at the bar, I'd have been ferociously against this, regarded as anti-competitive, and the only people at the bar who wanted to be allowed to form partnerships with other professionals were people who were a bit dodgy about their practice and wanted to cling to the safety of having a salary and a desk and you know, a bigger practice and all that. We moved miles beyond that. The government will only, I think, take a view if we think the independence of advice, the service to the client and the consumer and to the public is somehow being adversely affected. But it's quite a dramatic change. And so it's the kind of thing I ask more questions about of those practicing in the field than I answer at the moment, because there it is, and I quite understand that the legal profession in some, I think at first it'll be big practices, some parts of the country, some particular fields of law, but I rather expect there'll be quite, the changes, my own feeling is the changes will be bigger. I tend to the side of the changes will be bigger than most people are currently expecting once it gets underway. I mean, Big Bang was a great argument in the city. It transformed the whole financial services industry in the country for beyond recognition within 2 years, for good and for ill. I don't think anything like that will occur, but there will be quite a big change in the giving of professional advice in this country, I think.
Julian Bird, criminal practitioner. Following up on your ideas of consultation, practice has shown in the Legal Services Commission, which is now becoming an executive arm of your ministry, which I don't understand what that means. But nevertheless, the officials presumably remain the same. They do not know what consultation is. Consultation for the Legal Services Commission over the past years. There's years of document. We will ask your views, ignore the views, and carry on. Now, is that going to be the same? Are the same officials going to be involved, or is there going to be a different approach from your ministry?
Well, we have to use some of the same people, I have no doubt. It's going to be brought in. It was becoming a bit of a sort of institution of its own. You know, it was as much policy making as it was policy delivering and so on, and this is too important an area. The previous government said they were going to make it an agency again. They created, I think, the Commission, and I think it was them rather than us. We're bringing it back again. What these decisions are so tied in with the decisions we have to take on the budgeting of the department and so on, it's really slightly absurd to pretend it's an arm's length body. And if it behaved as you said it behaved, it was probably because yet another financial crisis has accrued, which had always been occurring in the Ministry of Justice in recent times. And so peremptory instructions were sent out that something had to be done, and the Commission did its best to deliver it. The form of consultation you describe is universal and quite regularly encountered, where everything from local authorities consulting about the location of a bus stop to regional planning authorities consulting on the regional plan or whatever it is. The consultation is sending out a document, holding some formal meetings, and then carrying on as you first proposed, and with the aim of making it all judge-proof. I deplore that as much as you do. We will do our best. Jonathan and I are committed to making this a genuine exchange of views. So long as you accept, which, as you know, litigants often don't, and consultees often don't, that you won't always get what you want. I mean, all the people who come to me complaining about British justice, I ask them, was it a civil case or a criminal case which you lost? I don't normally mention to the disappointed litigant that it's just conceivably possible the judge and jury got it right, and that there was a better case on the other side of the argument. You all deal with this situation. And consultation does involve modifying your views, taking on factual points, taking on insights which you haven't seen before. Doesn't mean you can keep it going forever in the hope that they'll drop the idea that you first came up with. And we're not going to come up with conclusions on legal aid, which every solicitor or every barrister likes. Far, far from it. I'm afraid for that I blame my predecessors, just the mess we've been left behind. I sometimes say in joking, my wife knows too, my wife says sort of, I think I'm going to lose every friend I ever had in the legal profession. They're all very pleased I'm Lord Chancellor at the moment. I scratch my head and say, wait till Christmas. Right. I think that's it, Isabel. I can't see another question. Okay? I'll take my seat back. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. No, pleasure.